Welcome back to Famous People English Stories Audiobook in Minutes. Today, we're diving into something that everyone wants, but so few of us really understand. Confidence. What is it really? Is it something you're just born with? And if not, how do you get it? Well, today we're going to deconstruct the art of confidence using some incredible insights from a top body language expert.
So, to get us started, I have a question for you. What do you think is the absolute hardest part of being a professional actor? Is it memorizing all those lines, crying on cue? You might be surprised, and the answer, well, it actually reveals a huge challenge that we all face every single day when we're trying to project confidence.
That right there is from the one and only Helen Mirren. The hardest part is just walking into a room. Think about that for a second. Even for someone whose entire job is to pretend, the simple act of entering a space and owning it is a massive challenge. But here's the great news. It's not some kind of magic. It is absolutely a skill, and that means it can be learned.
So here's our game plan. We're going to look at what real confidence looks like. Then we'll get into the secret weapon behind it all. After that, we'll talk about how you can actually become confident, build a practical toolkit you can start using today, and finally, hammer home the idea that confidence is something you build, not something you're born with.
Okay, let's jump right into part one. Because before we can start building confidence, we have to know what we're actually aiming for. And I'll give you a spoiler alert. It has almost nothing to do with being the loudest, most attention-grabbing person in the room.
You know, it's so easy to mistake loudness for confidence. That big, theatrical machismo, the person talking over everyone else, the one who seems to be rushing around. We see that and think, wow, they're confident. But the source material shows us that true confidence is, well, it's the opposite. It's a quiet command. It's found in smooth, broad gestures and a calm, purposeful presence that doesn't feel the need to shout for attention.
For a perfect picture of this, think about someone like Colin Powell walking onto a stage. I mean, before a single word comes out of his mouth, he already has total command of the space, just through his posture and presence. Or, on the flip side, someone like the brilliant primatologist Jane Goodall. She's often described as meek and mild, but she absolutely commands any room she enters, not with volume, but with this deep, unshakable sense of self.
So what's the secret sauce here? What do people like Colin Powell and Jane Goodall have in common? They seem to operate on their own clock. And this brings us to the single most important principle behind all confident behavior, a concept the experts call temporal control. So what this means in plain English is that confident people are in charge of time. They don't feel rushed by anyone. They walk at their own deliberate pace. They take a moment before answering a question. They're the ones setting the rhythm of the conversation because they feel zero external pressure to speed up. It makes sense, right? When you're in control of the timeline, everyone perceives you as being in control of the entire situation.
And this idea leads to something really, really powerful. If confidence is just a collection of behaviors, controlling your pace, using broad gestures, staying calm, then it's not some genetic lottery you either won or lost. It's a skill set, and like any skill, it's something anyone can learn.
The way we learn this is through a process called socialization. Think about it. We see people we admire, leaders, mentors, maybe even actors on screen, and we subconsciously start to model their behavior. It's like a shortcut to confidence. We see what works for them, the way they speak, how they stand, how they hold a room, and we can start to try on those traits for ourselves.
And there is no better example of this in the entire world than the legendary Hollywood star Cary Grant. It's so easy to think of him as the literal definition of suave, debonair, and confident, but he absolutely was not born that way. He actually grew up in poverty in the UK, a world away from the person he would eventually create.
And this just says it all. He said it himself. I became Cary Grant. He made a conscious decision to study and adopt the mannerisms, the way of speaking, the posture, all the behaviors of the high-status people he wanted to be like. He literally built the confident persona of Cary Grant from scratch. It's incredible.
Okay, so if confidence can be learned, how do we actually do it? This is where it gets fun. Let's get really practical and build your nonverbal toolkit with a few simple but seriously powerful exercises for your voice and your body.
First up, let's talk about your voice. Probably the number one habit that just kills your authority is something called uptalk. You know what I'm talking about. It's when you end a statement like it's a question. It makes you sound like you're not sure of what you're saying. It signals that you're looking for approval even when you're not. The very first step is just to notice when you're doing it and then consciously practice bringing your pitch down at the end of your sentences.
So, the cure for uptalk is cadence. Instead of rushing or questioning your own words, you pause. Just think of the most powerful speakers in history, people like Winston Churchill or Martin Luther King Jr. They were masters of the strategic pause. They used silence to create drama, to add weight to their words, and to make people literally hang on every single syllable. Those pauses signal that they are in complete and total temporal control.
To really feel this in your body, try this little exercise with me. First, just say the word no out loud in your normal voice. Okay, now say it again, but this time be more deliberate. Let your voice drop a little deeper. No. Good. One last time, go even deeper, and as you say it, make a wide, open-handed gesture. No. Can you feel that shift? That combination of a deeper tone and a bigger gesture is what creates a physical sense of command.
And your gestures are just as crucial. Confident movements are smooth, they're broad, they take up space. Think about someone steepling their fingers or gesturing with an open palm. Unconfident gestures are the total opposite. They're small, jittery, nervous movements like fidgeting with your hair or your clothes. And here's a great tip from the research. Try to avoid pointing with a single finger. Apparently, it's one of the most universally disliked gestures on the planet. Who knew?
All right, let's start to bring all of this home and really focus on the most empowering idea from all this material. This isn't about faking it till you make it. It's about understanding, truly understanding, that confidence is a skill you can consciously practice and develop over time. And hey, if you get those pre-presentation jitters, here's one last amazing practical tip. Find a solid wall somewhere private. Stand a couple feet back, place your hands wide on it, and just lean in. Press firmly, like you're trying to hold the wall up. If you hold that for just a few seconds, it releases a ton of muscular tension and can actually make you feel more grounded and powerful right before you have to walk on stage or into a big meeting.
But here's the real truth. At the end of the day, all these techniques, all these body language tricks, they're just tools. The true, unshakable foundation of confidence isn't a trick at all. It's mastery. It comes from knowing your stuff inside and out. It comes from honing your skills, putting in the hours. When you have genuine mastery of your subject and mastery of yourself, confidence is simply the natural, inevitable result.
And this all leads to a profound shift in your mindset. A truly confident person isn't walking into a room trying to convince anybody of anything. They're not looking for approval, they are simply there to convey information. They say it once, they say it clearly, and they say it effectively, because they have a quiet certainty that what they're sharing has real value.
So, there you have it. That's our explainer on the art and science of real confidence. It's not magic, it's not genetics. It's a set of learnable behaviors that are built on a solid foundation of mastery. So the only real question left is, what will you master first?